head of the biggest union in the country. The bonds between their two organisations runs deep, but now they're embroiled in a bitter public fight that's testing Ed Miliband's leadership like never before. The bust-up stems from what's alleged to have happened here in Falkirk, where Labour's looking for a new candidate to stand at the next election. Unions often have a say in that, but in this case Ed Miliband's called in the police to investigate claims that there were serious irregularities in the way Unite signed up dozens of its own members to influence the selection process.
I am angry about this. I'm incredibly angry by what's happened, because I think certain people have let down this party, and I'm not going to let it happen.
These allegations first emerged in May. What do you say to critics who say you only acted after David Cameron knocked you around in the House of Commons?
You know, at every stage we've acted thoroughly and decisively. In May, when complaints were raised, we suspended the process of selecting a parliamentary candidate. Then we conducted an inquiry. At all times, we have acted to uphold the integrity of my party, and that is what we will keep doing.
But Unite's leader at a rally in Manchester today insisted the union had done nothing wrong, and he accused Labour of deliberately picking a fight.
We disagree with what the Labour Party have done. We believe they've handled it absolutely amateurishly, and they've played into the Prime Minister and the coalition's hands, who must be rubbing their hands at this.
The fallout from Falkirk is a huge problem for Ed Miliband. He has to show that he won't be pushed around by Unite, but it exposes deep divisions in his party over the influence of the unions. And of course, Unite gave £3 million to Labour last year, so Ed Miliband is left trying to find a swift and painless way to end a full-scale row with his biggest financial backer. Labour MPs like Tom Watson want the party to have more working-class members with links to the unions. Yesterday, he resigned as election coordinator, denying it had anything to do with Falkirk, but blaming colleagues for turning on him.
You know, I started to become the story. You know, there were clearly people that I kept sort of seeing in papers there were unattributed shadow cabinet briefings, and I thought, well, if it's got to that point, let someone else do it.
Labour insists Falkirk is an isolated incident, but Ed Miliband knows the Conservatives will exploit his relationship with union bosses at every opportunity. Vicky Young, BBC News, Westminster.